How to Meditate and Calm Your Mind, a Dharma-rooted guide to inner peace. Part 1. The Noble Quest for Stillness. Introduction. The unquiet mind in a noisy world. Welcome, dear friend. You have arrived here, not by chance, but guided by a deep and universal human aspiration, the longing for peace. In our modern world, we are surrounded by a symphony of noise, the incessant demands of work, the digital flood of information, the constant pull of social obligations. Yet, the most persistent and often the most troubling noise is not external. It is the unquiet chatter of our own minds. This inner monologue of planning, worrying, judging, and remembering can leave us feeling exhausted, scattered, and disconnected from the simple joy of being alive. You have come seeking to learn how to meditate and calm your mind. This is a noble and courageous quest. It is the beginning of a journey inward, a path that has been charted and walked by wise men and women for over 2,600 years. As a lifelong student and researcher of the Buddha Dharma, I have dedicated myself to understanding this path, not as a collection of ancient doctrines, but as a living, practical science of the mind. The teachings of the Buddha offer a profound diagnosis of our inner restlessness and, more importantly, a clear, compassionate, and time-tested prescription for its cure. This guide is offered from the heart of that tradition. It is not about becoming a good meditator or achieving some mystical, thought-free state. It is about learning the gentle, patient art of befriending your own mind. We will explore why the mind is so often turbulent and then walk, step by step, through the practice of meditation designed specifically to cultivate a calm, clear, and centered presence. This is the practice of samatha, or calm abiding. It is the art of allowing the muddy waters of the mind to settle, revealing the natural clarity and stillness that has been there all along. Let us begin this journey not with force, but with friendliness, not with ambition, but with a simple, kind attention, understanding the unquiet mind, the Dharma perspective. Before we learn how to calm the mind, it is immensely helpful to understand why it is so restless in the first place. The Buddha used a powerful simile. He described the untrained mind as a monkey, swinging wildly from branch to branch, grabbing one thing, letting it go, and immediately grabbing another. It is propelled by impulse, rarely at rest. Does this feel familiar? From a Dharma perspective, this mental agitation is not a personal failing. It is the default state of a mind conditioned by deeply ingrained habits. These habits, known in Pali as the 5 hindrances, nivarana, are the primary culprits that obscure the mind's natural calm. Sensual desire, kamachanda, the mind's tendency to lean forward, chasing after pleasant sights, sounds, tastes, thoughts, or feelings. Ill will or aversion, vyapada, the mind's habit of pushing away, resisting, or fighting with unpleasant experiences. Sloth and torpor, thina middha, a state of mental heaviness, dullness, fogginess, or drowsiness. Restlessness and worry, uddhacca kukuka, the monkey mind, in full swing, a state of agitation, anxiety, and an inability to settle. Skeptical doubt, visakicha, the mind that questions and hesitates, undermining our confidence in the practice and our ability to do it. These hindrances are not enemies to be destroyed. They are patterns of energy to be understood. The practice of calming meditation is a process of learning to recognize these hindrances when they arise and skillfully, gently withdrawing our energy from them, allowing them to naturally subside. The goal is not to have a mind free from these patterns, but to no longer be ruled by them. Part 2. Preparing the ground, creating the conditions for calm. A calm mind is not something we can force into existence. It arises when the right conditions are present. Just as a plant needs good soil, water, and light, our meditation practice needs a supportive container. 1. Finding your time and place. Consistency over duration. The single most important factor in establishing a practice is consistency. It is far more potent to meditate for 10 to 15 minutes every single day than for an hour once a week. Daily practice creates a rhythm and momentum that begins to permeate your entire life. Choose a time. Select a time when you can be relatively undisturbed and are not exhausted. For many, the early morning is a golden hour. The world is quiet, and the mind is often fresh and less cluttered. An evening session can also be a beautiful way to release the day's accumulated stress before sleep. Experiment to find what works for your life. Then treat it as a non-negotiable appointment with your own well-being. Designate a space. Find a corner in your home that can be your meditation spot. It doesn't need to be elaborate. A cushion on the floor or a specific chair is enough. Keeping the space clean and dedicated to this purpose helps to signal to your mind that this is a place for stillness. Over time, simply sitting in your spot will become an invitation to quietude. 2. The posture of calm abiding. Your physical posture is a direct reflection and support for your inner state. We seek a posture that embodies a balance of gentle relaxation and dignified alertness. The seat. You can sit on a chair or on a cushion. Both are equally valid. On a chair, sit with your feet flat on the floor. Your back straight. It is helpful to sit slightly away from the back of the chair, so your spine is self-supporting. Rest your hands on your thighs. On a cushion, using a firm meditation cushion, zafu, helps to lift your hips higher than your knees, which allows your spine to maintain its natural curve. Sit with your legs crossed in a comfortable way. It does not need to be a full lotus. The spine. Keep your spine erect without being rigid. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head upward, lengthening your spine. This promotes alertness and prevents sleepiness. The body. Let your shoulders relax downward, away from your ears. Soften your belly. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest comfortably in your lap or on your thighs. You can close your eyes gently or keep them slightly open with a soft, unfocused gaze toward the floor. Find a posture you can maintain with relative ease. The goal is to create a physical stillness that encourages a corresponding mental stillness. Part 3. The practice, a step-by-step guide to calming the mind. The most time-honored and effective method for cultivating a calm mind is mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati. The breath is the perfect tool for this practice. It is always available. It is always happening in the present moment. And it has a natural, soothing rhythm that can quiet the nervous system. The technique, anchoring to the breath. The instruction is profoundly simple. Rest your attention on the physical sensation of your natural breath. Step 1. Arriving and settling, 1 to 2 minutes. Begin by taking your seat and consciously inhabiting your posture. Take 3 intentionally deep, slow breaths. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth with a gentle sigh. Feel your body softening with each exhalation. Let go of any agenda. For these few minutes, there is nowhere to go and nothing to do. Give yourself permission to simply be here. Allow your breath to return to its normal, effortless rhythm. Do not try to control it. Step 2. Choosing your anchor, 1 minute. Gently bring your awareness to the feeling of the breath as it moves in and out of your body. Choose one specific spot to be your anchor point. This is where you will rest your attention. The most common anchors are the tip of the nostrils, noticing the subtle coolness of the air on the in-breath and the slight warmth on the out-breath. The abdomen, feeling the gentle expansion, the rise of the belly on the in-breath, and the gentle contraction, the fall of the belly on the out-breath. Choose the spot where the sensation is most clear and comfortable for you. There is no right or wrong choice. Step 3. Resting attention and counting, 5 to 10 minutes. Now, gently rest your awareness on the sensations at your chosen anchor point. To help the mind settle, you can use a simple counting technique. As you breathe in, feel the sensation. As you breathe out, feel the sensation and mentally note 1. On the next out breath. 2. Count up to 10, and then begin again at 1. The numbers are not the focus. They are merely a gentle leash to keep the puppy of the mind from wandering too far. The primary focus is always the physical feeling of the breath. If you lose count or notice your mind has wandered, that's perfectly okay. Simply, gently, begin again at 1. Step 4. The art of gentle return, the core of the practice. You will discover, very quickly, that your mind has a life of its own. It will wander into thoughts, plans, memories, and daydreams. This is not a mistake or a failure. This is the natural activity of an untrained mind. The moment you realize that your mind is no longer on the breath is a moment of success. It is a moment of mindfulness. The instruction is this: the moment you notice you've been lost in thought, gently acknowledge it without any criticism. You might silently say, thinking. Then, with infinite patience and kindness, gently guide your attention back to the feeling of the breath and restart your count at 1. This act of returning is the entire practice. It is the medicine. Each time you return, you are weakening the habit of distraction and strengthening the habit of presence. You are training the mind to be calm. Step 5. Closing the session, 1 minute. When your timer gently signals the end of your session, do not rush to get up. Release your focus on the breath and the counting. For a minute, just sit. Notice the state of your mind. Is it calmer? Is there more space? Whatever the result, simply accept it without judgment. Offer a moment of gratitude to yourself for taking this time. Then, slowly and mindfully, open your eyes and begin to move. Part 4. Befriending your mind, working with inner turbulence. Calming the mind is less about forcing it into submission and more about creating the conditions for it to settle naturally. This requires a profound shift in attitude, from one of striving and judgment to one of kindness and acceptance. Let go of expectations. You will have meditations that feel calm and wonderful, and you will have meditations that feel like you were wrestling a crocodile for 15 minutes. The success of your meditation is not determined by how calm you felt. Success is showing up and engaging in the process with a kind and patient attitude. Let go of any idea of a good or bad meditation. Just do the practice, working with the monkey mind. When the mind is particularly restless, trying to force it to be still is like trying to flatten a stormy ocean with an iron. It's impossible and just creates more agitation. Instead, try these skillful means. Acknowledge and name it. Silently say to yourself, the mind is very busy right now. This is restlessness. Naming the pattern gives you a bit of distance from it. Focus on the physical. When thoughts are overwhelming, become more granular in your attention to the breath. Really try to feel the most subtle details of the sensation. This gives the mind a more compelling object to focus on. Use the label. As thoughts arise, you can gently label them. Planning, worrying, remembering, then return to the breath. The label is not meant to start a story, but to simply acknowledge the thought and let it go. Working with drowsiness. If you find yourself getting sleepy, first check your posture. Sit up straighter. You can also try opening your eyes or letting in a little more light. If it persists, you can switch your attention from the breath to the sounds in the room for a minute or two, which can be more stimulating for the mind before returning to the breath. Part 5. Carrying calm into the world, off the cushion practice. The formal, seated meditation is the training ground. The true purpose is to bring the calm, clear, and centered presence you cultivate on the cushion into the moments of your everyday life. 1. Mindful pauses. Throughout your day, create small islands of stillness. Intentionally pause for the duration of 3 conscious breaths. Before you get out of your car at work. Before you answer a ringing phone. While you wait for the kettle to boil. Before you respond in a difficult conversation. These micro-meditations retrain your nervous system and remind you to come back to the present moment. 2. Walking meditation. This is a beautiful way to bring meditation into movement. Find a short path where you can walk back and forth. Walk at a slow, natural pace. Place your attention on the physical sensation of your feet touching the ground. Feel the lifting, moving, and placing of each foot. When your mind wanders, just as in sitting meditation, gently guide it back to the feeling of your feet on the earth. Conclusion. The lifelong art of tending to your inner garden. Learning to meditate and calm your mind is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong art. It is the art of tending to your inner garden. Each time you sit to meditate, you are gently pulling the weeds of distraction and watering the seeds of peace, clarity, and presence. Do not be discouraged by the mind's busyness. It has been practicing distraction for a lifetime. It will take some time to learn a new skill. The most important qualities you can bring to this practice are patience and gentle persistence. Trust in the process. The simple act of returning your attention to the breath, again and again, is a profound act of self-love and mental cultivation. The calm you seek is not in a distant future or in some perfected state. It is here, now, waiting patiently beneath the surface of the unquiet mind. May your practice be a gentle and steady path back to this inner home. A refuge of peace that you can carry with you, always.